Holy shit, guys. I don't know what the fuck happened last week, but these picks were just, again, this is the second time this has happened this year in football, where you just have like a shit ton of upsets happening. I went 4-10. 4-10 with my picks last week. Now, I gotta apologize to you guys because my review of the Week 6 games is going to be a bit limited because I was on vacation, and if you're looking at my Twitter, I was posting pictures, and if you saw the last video I made about me trying to have sex with the Girlfiend, by the way, check that video out, it's already one of my favorite videos. Anyway, I was on vacation, so all I saw was the 1 o'clock Philadelphia Eagles game. I wasn't going to spend my entire vacation sitting down watching football. I'd rather be out doing fun stuff. But anyway, so I didn't see a lot of the games. I literally just got back, so I haven't watched, too much of Sports Center, NFL Network, or anything like that. So, again, I apologize for my review of these games. But what I am going to harp on a little bit is I'm going to take a moment to just basically assess my Philadelphia Eagles. That is my personal favorite team and all that. I'm not the owner, so I kind of hate it when people say it's my team. But anyway, we'll get all to that in a second. Let me just go ahead and start reviewing the scores here, because again, it's 4-10. Abysmal, shitty pick. There's people I know who know and follow football like it's their own children that got 6 games right last week. Anyway, start things off, and I'm a little congested, so sorry if I sound like I'm crying, which I partly am and partly am not. Anyway, Thursday game, one of the games I actually did see, Tennessee beating Pittsburgh, 26-23. Again, all you Pittsburgh defenders out there, the ones that said I had no respect for them because I pegged them as this team that's not even going to make the playoffs this year. I think they're a 500 caliber club at best. Where are you guys at now? Where are you guys at now to defend this team, losing to Tennessee, a team that got just basically wiped off the face of the earth the week before? Come back. You have Roethlisberger put up over 350 yards, and you still lose? That's a Pittsburgh team that is not going to be competitive with anyone elite in this league. Just they're not going anywhere. Much like my Philadelphia Eagles. So don't start pulling out the Eagles card on me, because trust me, there's no Pennsylvania teams that are going to be repping hard in the playoffs this year. That's for damn sure. Anyways, abysmal loss. Atlanta playing Oakland. They win. One of the 4 predictions I got correct. I was surprised to see that this score was closer than what it was. Again, I didn't watch the game. I don't know exactly what happened, but 23-20 against a team like Oakland that's been playing teams pretty soft all year. I figured that Atlanta was going to blow this game open, so it's a bit disappointing to see them only win by 3 points in this one. So a bit of a stunner to see that. Okay, here's another prediction I got wrong, and just another thing I want to say to some other people. Oh, Girlfiend, you brought Crixus over. That's fantastic. Oh my God. Hey, Girlfiend! He just stole one of my fireplace gloves. You can't see on camera. But anyway, apparently Crixus is going to be joining us in the... Alright, Crixus has now got a dead animal. Crixus, come here. Show everyone. Come here. Crixus! Crixus, come here. What dost thou have in thy mouth? Come on up. Come on up and show everyone. He brought me dead roadkill off the street. That's terrific. Anyway, I have no idea where I was at here. Oh yes, the next game. Apparently we're going to be doing this with Crixus for the remainder of our review here and predictions. And I don't know if you could see that, but it's like slobber. He just comes over and vomits on me. That's his way of saying hello. Anyway, Cleveland's beating the Cincinnati Bungles. The Brownies versus the Bungles. Cincinnati, you lost by 10 points. Where are all those people when I told you guys that Cincinnati was this soft team 2 weeks ago, and now Crixus' tail is going to be in front of the camera again? Where are you Cincinnati defenders that jumped on me when I predicted these losses? Cincinnati is on the verge of putting together a losing streak now. They lost to the Brownies. A 10-point loss again. I don't know exactly what happened in this game. Hopefully the entire starting roster of the Bengals got injured, because that's the only thing I can see as a feasible excuse to lose to the Brownies by 10 points. Anyway, you Cincinnati defenders got on me pretty hard 2 weeks ago. Where the fuck you at now? Ever since I told you Miami was going to go into Cincinnati and whoop that ass, which they did. Anyway, sorry, and again, I got that pick wrong. Miami beating St. Louis. Holy shit. Oh boy, you St. Louis fans got a little excited, but now you just got humbled again, apparently. Again, I wish I watched the highlights so I knew exactly what happened in these games. But anyway, could someone explain to me what happened here? I'm curious to see. I'm not curious to see Crixus in front of the camera, but I'm curious to see. Oh, we're just gonna bark. We're just gonna bark during the video now. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, hi, Crixus. I agree. I agree too. I am upset that I have to look and find out that the New York Jets beat the Indianapolis Colts 35-9. 35-9? Do you believe that, Crixus? Do you believe that? You want to fight? I'll kill your roadkill. I'll kill your roadkill. He doesn't care. All right. The Jets beat the Colts 35-9. How many injuries do the Jets have? I mean, what happened to the Colts? Again, did they join the Bengals and the entire starting roster got injured? The fuck happened there? All right, next game, and now this is where I'm going to go on an extended rant. So again, this is one of the only Sunday game that I saw, and there's a lot of things that happened because of this Sunday. Well, because of the season and culminating in this game. Detroit beats Philadelphia in overtime, 26-23. All right, let me put down the paper here because we're going to have a little discussion here about my Eagles. Again, get a bonus Philadelphia rant here, and it's probably going to be the longest portion of the video. This was a game, and this is a first. I've seen a lot of shit in Philadelphia, but this is an absolute first. Because after I saw this game and the loss, I was pissed off. I was like, unfucking believable. How do you lose this game? How do you get up by 10 points? Just a commanding 10-point lead. When Vic hooked up with Macklin for that touchdown and they got up by 10 points, I was like, that's it. The game's over. You can even go to my Twitter. Link for my Twitter is in the video description. Look at my Twitter. Once that touchdown happens, I'm like, phew, it's about time the Eagles had a convincing win. I started tweeting like this game was over. Everyone thought it was over. Eagles aren't going to give up 10 points, let alone lose the game with just minutes remaining. They did just that. And it's not taking away from Detroit. Detroit absolutely earned the victory here. And there was a catch by Megatron Johnson where it was called out of bounds on one of their final scoring drives for Detroit. It was a called and out of bounds catch, and they reviewed it, and it was quite possibly one of the greatest catches that I've seen this year, and a catch that maybe two receivers in this league can pull off, just with, because it has to be his reach, his height, the way he dragged his feet in an absolute split second to keep that ball, to keep the reception inbounds. Unbelievable. And I was like, once I saw it happen, I was like, the entire tide of the game just turned. I mean, granted, Philadelphia's still winning at that point, but I'm like, when you get like a miracle catch like that, and you get a first down out of it, I'm like that's it. That's it. The game. I just knew the game was going to be over from there. I was like, Philadelphia's going to find a way to blow this, and they did. Now, as I said, this was a first for me as being a Philadelphia Eagles fan, in that once the next day came around, I usually feel better, because I usually feel worse when you see an epic Philadelphia loss like this. But once this game was over, and the next day rolled around, I actually felt worse. Just thinking about things, just seeing the culmination of everything, just seeing the Giants win, not to give away another review here, but seeing the Giants beat the 49ers, seeing the Cowboys play the Ravens tough, but still losing, and just realizing that, okay, it's official. There's no fucking way this team is going to do everything. I had an ounce, a shred of hope that maybe, just maybe, they could get their shit together, go on a tear, and just, again, it was a shred. That's all gone. And the defenders of Philadelphia, I just got to say, where are you now? Like, I hear people calling into sports talk radio stations saying, well, we don't want to see the Giants or the Redskins win the NFC East. Gives a fuck at this point. You know how many times I've seen the Eagles win the NFC East? You know how many times I've seen them go to the NFC Championship game? I've seen them go to the Super Bowl a couple times in my lifetime. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I want to see a goddamn championship in this town. I don't care who wins the NFC East. I don't care who wins the Super Bowl if it's not my team. Jesus Christ, who gives a shit? Why? Who wants to see this team be competitive? Just competitive. I want to see a championship. I see a team that is underachieving out the ass. Underachieving, I think I said it wrong. Anyway, I'm a little angered here. Sorry, people. But the good news, Crixus has gone away because he senses my anger. Much like how Girlfiend leaves the room when I watch the Eagles games. Isn't that right, Girlfiend? Alright, she doesn't want to say anything.
I just don't pay attention to you when you talk sports.
There you go. Anyway, so, because of this, the Eagles have fired their defensive coordinator, Juan Castillo, which is a move that was a year and a half too late, in my opinion. Crixus is not a fan of Juan Castillo either. Isn't that right? Do you like Juan Castillo? Do you like Juan Castillo? No, you don't. No, you don't either. Okay. Crixus gets worked up with the Eagles too, much like I do. And it just makes this team look like a joke. A team with all the talent in the world, and they have to be one of the first teams that made a big coaching change. Granted, there's probably going to be a bigger one coming in the near future. Andy Reid, I hope you're listening to your critics out there. But it just makes this team look like such a joke, and that's the thing. Like, I can accept this team just being competitive and not being a championship team. Just don't look like a fucking joke to the rest of the entire league. Like, we have to fire our defensive coordinator by week 6. We're 3-3 at week 6 with all the game breakers, all the playmakers on this team. We can't be better than 500 ball. Are you fucking serious? Anyway, that's the state of Philadelphia football right now, and it's a terrible thing to watch. I'm grateful that they don't play this week. Thank God they have a bye week this week. Oh my God. I don't need to get indigestion watching football this week, and Girlfiend will be happier. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And Michael Vick, you heard all the critics out there. I got nothing more I want to add about that. He's as good as gone as well. Next, and I'll just blow through these again. I didn't watch any of these games, and I haven't even seen highlights yet. Tampa Bay beating Kansas City 38-10. No surprise there. Baltimore beating Dallas 31-29. Now, I saw a lot of what was happening because they were airing a lot of the highlight package pieces during the Eagles game, and Dallas did play a tough game from what it looks like. I mean, basically they dropped that 2-point conversion that should have tied the game. I saw the replay of that. Absolutely should have been caught in a clutch situation. You got to get a touchdown like that. I think it was Des Bryant that dropped it. I might be wrong. I'm going by my memory from a couple days ago. Anyway, it's another Dallas loss, but in a week like this, I can barely even enjoy seeing Dallas get another abysmal loss. Granted, a solid effort, but it's an abysmal loss from just losing it in the end of things and being so close to should be tying the game. Anyway, Okay, what the fuck happened here, you New England defenders? Again, I told you this is a potential trap game going on the road across country into Seattle. I was so close to picking Seattle in this game. Seattle beats the Patriots 24-23. God, I was so close to picking this game last week, but I was like, you know what? New England, they got so many champions on that team, and just the heart of a champion, and the greatest coach ever, who can't cheat and win the Super Bowl. Anyway, what's happening to you this year, New England? Man, I feel your pain. My team's getting smacked around too in close losses as well. I feel your pain, New England. Anyway, Buffalo beats Arizona in Arizona. Who the hell picked that game? Oh, I did. That's right. I told you guys that this was another game where Arizona is going to be exposed. It's one of those games where it's like, oh yeah, we should beat Buffalo at Arizona. Again, Fitzpatrick. Granted, he didn't exactly light the world on fire. I think he only had like 150 passing yards. But that is just, Arizona's a team where you just don't got to score many points to beat them. They're going to hold you down to a low amount of points. And again, they didn't even give up 20 points and still lost the game. But they really can't put many points on the board because Cobb is just an average at best quarterback. Yeah, they got the greatest receiver in the game, but you got to get a solid arm throwing passes to him. Anyway, the Giants beating the San Francisco 49ers 26-3. Eli Manning didn't even have 200 yards passing in this game, and the Giants win 26-3. What is going on in the NFL this year? What is happening? It's not like these upsets are happening, but like you see something like that. Oh, 26-3, the Giants won. Oh, Eli must have went for like 450 passing yards or something on that San Francisco defense. Like, no, it's like they Bradshaw had it was like 115 yards rushing, so it's like wasn't anything special there. But again, bizarro year in football. The NFC East team wins. It's not the Eagles. That's fantastic. Oh, look, here's another one. The Washington Redskins beat the Minnesota Vikings 38-26. This I saw a few highlights from, and I saw RG3 basically running all over the place. I know he had over 130 rushing yards. You think Minnesota's the real deal, and then they just get stomped. They get stomped by a team like the Redskins, who are an up-and-coming team at best. They're not even a playoff caliber team. That who knows this year. Anyway, and another huge upset and just a stomping. Green Bay beats Houston 42-24 in Houston? The fuck? Denver. Now, I heard about what happened here. San Diego is winning this game 24-0, and then the Eli Manning show takes over. Excuse me, the Peyton Manning show takes over. How could I confuse those two? Anyway, 35 unanswered points for San Diego. Like, seriously? What a weak sauce team. I can just imagine what the highlights from that game were like. Okay. On to this week's predictions. Week 7, a.k.a. the worst week to play fantasy football, because we have 6 teams with the bye. And I got slobber all over me. Anyway, Atlanta, Denver, Kansas City, Miami, Philadelphia, thank God, San Diego all have byes this week. So have fun playing fantasy football. And these picks will go quick since there's one less game compared to last week to pick. Thursday night's game, Seattle at San Francisco. This is a game that I thought was a shoo-in for the 49ers, but getting thumped by the Giants as big as you did, I think Seattle can absolutely win this game. But they're not. San Francisco, I don't think is a team that can have 2 shitty weeks in a row. I'll believe it when I see it. San Francisco is going to win this game. It's at home, and they're going to be pissed coming off that abysmal performance. This is going to be a national television game. It's not up against anything else. So yeah. Anyway, Tennessee at Buffalo. I get the Bills in this one. I think Fitzpatrick's going to go off for 300+ yards in this game. It's going to be another solid victory. It's going to be Tennessee looking like the Tennessee that we all thought they were. In the words of a former coach of the Arizona Cardinals, they are who we thought they were. Anyways, if you're going to crown them, then crown them. Anyway, Washington at the Giants. I actually had the Giants to pick this game, to win this game. Actually, you can actually see that I have the Giants picked and then scribbled out. And I changed my mind and went with the Washington Redskins. I don't know why, but I just see the Giants sucking against NFC East teams. They've got 2 losses in the NFC East already, and I think they're just going to have a third one. I think RG3 wants to make a statement. I do believe this is the first NFC East team for Washington they played. Yeah. And Washington wants to say that, yes, we're a contender in the NFC East. We've been a laughingstock in the NFC East for so long. I think RG3 is going to be that much more motivated to get out there and just run the ball, pass the ball, just do whatever you got to do to shove it down the throats of the Giants. Though he's got a pretty menacing line that he's going to have to face. So I'd be curious to see how he handles the very impressive New York Giants front four. New Orleans at Tampa Bay. Congratulations, Drew Brees is back on his winning ways. He's going to win this game. Yeah, Tampa, not quite ready to compete with someone like Drew Brees. But who knows? Tampa Bay's been playing everyone competitive this year for some ungodly reason. So apparently Freeman is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league all of a sudden. Ah, boy. Dallas at Carolina. This is a game where I had Cam Newton at Carolina just going nuts, just going apeshit berserk and just all out fist raping this team. But I've become quite possibly so high on Cam Newton to just so low on him in such a short period of time that I want to see Cam Newton lose more than I want to see the Dallas Cowboys lose. I'm just kidding. I always want to see the Dallas Cowboys lose more than any other player in the league that isn't a Cowboy. But just to show you that I'm not a complete asshole to pick against the Cowboys are going to win this game. They're going to beat Carolina at Carolina. But pretty much Dallas' season's in the toilet anyway, so just let them have a pity win against a team like Carolina. Baltimore at Houston. Tough loss for Baltimore. They lost Ray Lewis for the year. Quite possibly may never see him play again. It's the heart of their defense no matter how Ray Lewis plays, and obviously he's lost a few steps, like seeing him trying to chase down running backs or just tight ends that get a slot reception. You just see him that he's lost so many steps, and it's kind of sad to see him play at such a mediocre level compared to what we're used to seeing him play as. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll sign, or maybe they'll sign for next year. But maybe we'll see him play a few more games. But we'll see. Anyway, I got Houston. It's a home game for Houston. Baltimore is going to have to find their ways without their defensive leader Ray Lewis, and it may take a game or two to sort out. Cleveland at Indianapolis. You know what? Screw you, Indianapolis, for getting beat by the Jets so bad. I had you winning this game hands down. I hate the way you performed last week so bad that I want to see you lose to the Brownies. So I'm picking the Brownies in this one. What do you think of that, Indianapolis? Andrew Luck, get your shit together. Okay. Green Bay at St. Louis. This was a game I originally had Green Bay picked to win. And, excuse you. Anyway, I originally had Green Bay picked to win this, but Green Bay has given up a shit ton of points again this year, and they just look weak as shit. St. Louis is winning this one at home. Sorry, Green Bay. Your season's pretty much all but done. Welcome to the club here. I feel you in Philadelphia. Arizona at Minnesota. Oh, boy. Arizona is on the verge of a 3-game losing streak right now. If they lose this game, that's 3 in a row. Everyone was so high on Arizona. They come out and they go undefeated behind the arm of Kevin Cobb. They have a few impressive wins against the Eagles and going up to New England and winning there. And now all of a sudden, looks like they are who we thought they were. Again, to quote a former line from a former coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Boy. Minnesota, you're winning this one. And you're winning it at Arizona. 3-game losing streak for the Cardinals. Ooh. Ouch. Halt to that season. The Jets at New England. Oh boy. I want to say New England wins this one handily, but I don't know what the Jets did to find their mojo last week, but they opened up a can of whoop-ass on a team that everyone thought they were going to lose to, but I still think New England wins this one at home. New England beating the Jets in New England. Jacksonville at Oakland. Who gives a fuck? Game of the week. Oakland wins. Who cares? Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Screw you, Cincinnati, for losing by 10 points to the Brownies. I was going to pick you in this game, and I hate the Steelers, but you know what? I got the Steelers beating you in Cincinnati. How do you like them apples? Okay, and that's the Sunday night television game. Granted, I know it's a division game and all, but wow, that's weak sauce. Anyway, Detroit at Chicago, finishing the week out on Monday Night Football. Chicago winning in Chicago. Detroit, nice win against my boys in green, but barely pulled it out the end. You can thank Calvin Johnson and his short hands and Brent Selleck for dropping touchdowns and just and Michael Vick being the turnover machine that he is. That's great. And Michael Vick's actually on pace to break the turnover record. Way to go. We're going to break a record this year. Thank you, you fucking jerk. Anyway, buys again this week: Atlanta, Denver, Kansas City, Miami, Philadelphia, and San Diego. Interesting note, Andy Reid has never lost a game coming off a bye week. He's coach now in his 14th season, longest tenured coach in the NFL. Never lost a game after the bye week. Do you know who the Eagles play the week after next? The undefeated Atlanta Falcons. Who has a bye week also this week? The Atlanta Falcons. Oh boy, it would be so apropos that Andy Reid just loses. First time ever after the bye week this year against Michael Vick's former team, and it would also be a nice sign to see, not a nice sign, but just a nice occurrence to see that be the game that is the final game for Michael Vick, because if he's a turnover machine again, Andy Reid's job is in the balance, Michael Vick's career is in the balance. It would be so fitting if Michael Vick's career as a Philadelphia Eagle ended in Atlanta 2 weeks from now. That's the state of affairs we've come to in Philadelphia. How the hell did this happen? How did this happen? Again, extended Philadelphia ranting here. My team is sucking. My team is sucking as bad as my picks were sucking last week. And that's pretty fucking bad. I think I've dropped about 15 F-bombs in this video too, so. Anyway, Crixus, thank you for your nice, unexpected interruption in this video. You did a great job again as usual, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. You did a great job. Do you like Michael Vick? No? Why not? Oh, that's right, because you're a dog. Anyway, guys, sorry for the picks. If you bet on my picks last week and you lost a lot of money, I will absolutely not refund the money you lost. Because that's what type of guy I am. Crixus's tail is just going to... Okay, no, he's not in the way. All right. Anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, and check out that video of me trying to, get laid with the Girlfiend. Oh, okay. Crixus is trying to beat up the camera now. It's the last video I uploaded. Again, me and Girlfiend enjoyed filming it, and we had a blast. And Crixus even enjoyed it too. He got a kick out of it. And I'm about to sneeze. Okay, I'm not. Sorry. Okay. Oh, this time this video is gonna end. Me fighting to sneeze. All right. Take care, everyone. Go Eagles. This is going to be the most enjoyable week because the Eagles are in a bye. Fantastic. Adios.